What is going on, everybody? Today's topic, we're going to be talking about ABS. About the ABS brakes that you don't have, but what we're going to do instead. So, and we're good. Okay. So, when I say ABS, what I'm talking about is we always need to be scanning. Always be scanning. ABS brakes on a car, they help you so that you don't wipe out, so that your brakes don't lock up, so that you can stop safely. And because we don't have that, we're going to be scanning, always, ABS, so that doesn't happen. So, there's a lot of things to look out for when we're on a scooter. The biggest reason why is because with fast scooters still kind of in their infancy, a lot of people, they don't think that we are as fast as we are, and they also don't see us all that well because we are a smaller object. So by default, they are not going to notice us, which is why it is our job as scooter riders to ride responsibly and always be looking out for things that can hit or hurt us. So we're going to start with the hierarchy and make our way down. So the biggest thing we need to look out for is other vehicles. That is anything on 2 wheels, 4 wheels, 6 wheels, 18 wheels, whatever it is, look out for it because people are not always looking out for you. Second that we need to look out for is life. So we're going to be looking out for people. We're going to be looking out for animals, little kids coming home from school, especially when we are in residential areas, because most of us ride in primarily urban and residential areas. And if you can ride out in the countryside where you have nice flowing roads, that's the most fun. But typically, a lot of us are commuters, and by default, we're going to be in residential and urban areas. So that is what we need to be looking out for while we're riding. We also need to be scanning the road in front of us. So one recommendation I will make is wherever you are, if it is the first time you've ridden on a road, do not ride it full speed. I have done this, and I have paid the price royally for it. And I don't want you to hurt yourself because you're doing something like that. Whenever you are riding a road for the first time, take a little bit slower. I know it's fun to just go full speed ahead on our scooters, but we need to be scanning because there is not a perfect road in existence. There are imperfections everywhere the second that asphalt is laid. So whenever we're on our scooter, we're going to be looking out ahead. We're not going to be looking down because we can miss anything that is in our way or that is introducing itself to our path that can hurt us. We don't want that. When it comes to the roadway, there's a few tips that we can stick to that are going to help keep us safe. One is these metal sewer grates, whether they're solid like that, or if they have the grate on them that water can fall directly through, we're going to be looking out for those. We don't want to ride on those, especially if it's wet out, because those get slippery really fast. And if it's cold, they get icy very, very quickly. So we want to avoid those. Secondly, we want to be avoiding potholes. Obviously, potholes are kind of a given, but even on a road that's like this, it was paved within the last year. It seems smooth, but just like that, there are bumps everywhere. So we want to be scanning all across the roadway so that we can avoid any of those bumps. Another thing that we're going to be looking out for is tar strips. So if you don't know what a tar strip is, basically anytime there's a big crack in the road and they come out and repair it, they lay a strip of tar on it to fix it so that it doesn't get any worse. Usually it's just a temporary fix, but those ones, they don't have any grip to them, and so they just get slippery. The last thing that we want to look for when we're on the road is debris. So this can range from typical debris you would think of, to little things like the neighborhood squirrel that I run over the day before. The road conditions are always changing, so we want to make sure that we're looking out for those changes. Gravel is a big one, and you'll find a lot of gravel in intersections. That's where a lot of vehicles are turning and they're kicking rocks out into the center. When we're going down the roadway, we primarily want to stay in one of two positions. Obviously, we can't do this every single time, but for a general rule of thumb, it's what we want to do. So we want to stay either hugging this left side of the road, or we want to be over here. Because when vehicles go down the road, this is where their tire treads are, and they kick the rocks up and out of the way. Up here at this turn, you will see on the right here where all that loose gravel is, and that is a very easy spot to slip out, and we don't want that. So we want to avoid this middle area right here. This is where the broken glass, where nails, where rocks, everything will collect, because that's not where tires usually land. So if you make sure to stick to that, stick to the right side or stick to the left side, you will avoid most of the hazards that are on the road. That having been said, because we're always going to be scanning, we will make sure to avoid anything else that comes across our path. And when we're always scanning, we get to see just how beautiful this earth is. And that's always a good thing, because riding on my scooter has definitely helped me to appreciate the world that I live in. It's gorgeous around here, and I absolutely love it. So if you want to really improve the way that you ride, if you want to feel more secure and stable when you ride, always be scanning. Look out for hazards, look out for anything that might set you off. And remember, whenever you're taking that first ride down a road, make sure you take it a little bit slower so you can identify the hazards ahead. And spots like this especially, where there are intersections where people come to a stop, you're going to find a lot more of that debris. So take those areas slow. You'll need to be in a rush there. It's more fun to go full throttle when we're out in the open anyways. So that is all I have for today. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my ride. So y'all have fun, be safe, make good choices. Have a great day.